They say moving away can change your life. For Colleen Wills, it was supposed to be the beginning of everything she had worked toward. She left behind Dayton, Ohio, the familiar streets, the routines, the years spent putting others first, and moved to Boca Raton, Florida, chasing a dream she had carried for most of her life. But somewhere between hope and happiness, Collins vanished. No goodbye. No explanation. No trace. And the last person she was known to trust may hold the answers no one has been able to find. For decades, Colleen Wills talked about Florida as if it were a promise she made to herself. She was devoted, hardworking, and deeply committed to her son, Michael Tanners, whom she raised with care and determination. Friends describe her as thoughtful, someone who always planned for the future but rarely rushed into decisions. So when Collins finally packed up and moved south, it didn't feel impulsive. It felt earned. She spoke often about the ocean, the sunshine, and the sense that life was finally opening up in a way it never had before. Not long after settling in Florida, Collins met Jonathan Paulson. He was confident and charming, with a background that sounded impressive, a former race car driver, a Wall Street investor, a man who spoke easily about success and ambition. Their relationship moved quickly. Very quickly. To outsiders, it looked romantic. To those closest to Collins, it felt sudden. Still, Collins seemed hopeful. She believed she had found someone who understood her, someone who aligned with the life she was trying to build. But hope can sometimes make it easier to overlook uncertainty. No one knew Collins better than her son, Michael. And Michael noticed changes. He recalls conversations with his mother that felt different from before, moments where excitement was paired with a hint of hesitation. Collins shared things about Jonathan that didn't sound alarming on their own, but taken together, felt unsettling in hindsight. Nothing dramatic. Nothing accusatory. Just a sense that something didn't quite add up. Those quiet instincts would later weigh heavily on Michael's heart. Then one day, Collins Wills stopped responding. No calls. No messages. No explanation. For a woman who stayed in regular contact with her son, her sudden silence was deeply out of character. Days passed. Then weeks. Collins was never seen or heard from again. The person she had been closest to at the time. Jonathan Paulson. And yet, answers remained frustratingly out of reach. What happened to Collins Wills? It's a question that has lingered for years, unanswered and unresolved. Michael has lived with the weight of not knowing, replaying conversations, wondering if signs were missed, or if more could have been done. When someone disappears without explanation, the uncertainty becomes a constant presence, a space where answers should be. And that silence can be just as painful as the loss itself. This story isn't just about disappearance. It's about trust. About vulnerability. About how quickly a dream can turn into a mystery. Collins Wills mattered. Her life mattered. And unanswered questions deserve more than quiet acceptance. Collins Wills moved to Florida chasing a dream. Instead, she left behind questions that still echo. If this story moved you, we invite you to share your thoughts respectfully in the comments below. Why do you think investigators didn't publicly focus more on Jonathan Paulson early on? Do you believe a person's status or influence can affect how cases like this are handled? Your voice matters, and these conversations help ensure stories like Collins are not forgotten.